Greetings, guys. This is Silverleaf. I had received a couple of emails from my YouTube account in regards to a couple questions about Follow the Leader, and one of the questions really was quite concise in regards to just really didn't quite understand exactly how Follow the Leader completely works. My original video was kind of done in the middle of the designer series, so this one straight to it, Follow the Leader, and if we have time, we'll get into something else. So, uh, basic Follow the Leader is very simplistic. All I'm going to do is I'm going to click on a marcher and then hold down the control button. And every person that I choose after him in this line, I'm doing it the hard way right now, just clicking individual ones. And once they're all highlighted, I would then hit F, F. Okay, I'm just doing two. Um, but we're going to go back here. I'm going to go ahead and create a new set so we can get started here. And I still haven't selected, so just F, F. And then I'm going to go ahead and play it, and you can see how they move. That's really all there is to Follow the Leader from that standpoint. So I'm going to go back with these, and then I'm going to show you a couple of other things, another different way to select them all. If you have a straight line and you want them all to go straight up or down or left or right, you can just highlight and drag and highlight them in direct order. That's pretty simplistic and much quicker. On a curve, you can do it on the curve as long as you hit them in direct order, just like I'm doing there. And again, FF to do it. Single Fs, as in one step forward, just that. You can do large changes over multiple sets within your show. But the other key to it is if you do too much of Follow the Leader coming out of a circle, you can really have a funky looking thing. And what do I mean by that? Well, we're going to go over here and click on this circle, and I'm going to go ahead and select these guys in order all the way around. And with circles, yeah, I messed it up there. If you mess up, just click off of them onto the field somewhere and then reselect them. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to hit play. And you can see how they tightened up. Maybe hit that play again and you can see that. Now we're going to do the exact same thing over here. 1. Only I'm going to go about 3 on it. And you will see the difference visually side by side because these circles are identically the same size. 1, 2, 3. And you notice the difference. The circle on the right, it condensed in, didn't look that good. You really want to try to avoid that. And the circle on the left, naturally it's going to take longer. So if you want to straighten this whole set out, we're going to go ahead and do another set. I'm going to hit F, 2, 3, and then new set, 1, 2, 3. So then when we go back and play this, you'll see them slowly but surely. And of course, we're going to get that halting there, and that's just kind of the way it works when you're going over sets like that. But you can smooth it out, and because that was the only thing moving on screen. When you have other members moving, it'll be much easier for you. So I'm going to go ahead and delete a couple of these sets here to get back to where we were at. And let's go back one more and just verify we still have it. Yes. And then you can hit Control Z to bring them back to where they were at. So the next thing is you can do a Follow the Leader through, and a lot of you, well, a lot of the more experienced designers on here have already caught on to that. So let's just pretend that I've already got this solid line in place here of guard members on the 50-yard line, and I want to pass through these. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight them all. And again, we can do it this way. You just got to make sure you get them right in order. What happens if I get them out of order? Well, let's go ahead and do that just so you can see it. And I clicked out of order on those so you can see the change. You won't see it right away. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I hit play. Let's do it again. And you can see these two guard member or two core members here. I'm going to highlight them and replay it. Watch them switch positions. That's because they weren't done in order. Okay, and you actually see it back here, and it will follow. It's kind of a domino theory. Domino effect is if they are chosen out of order, you're going to have that issue with members switching positions all the way throughout your entire follow the leader. So make sure you do them in order. So then we want to do our little pass through here, and then we can hit play, and they would pass through there. Now you can certainly have, in that same regard, if you're smart about this, we're going to go ahead and highlight all of the guard members, and I'm going to slowly move them to the right and move them up. And I'm just doing slow movements with the arrow keys, kind of keeping that same perspective, so these members of the corps proper pass through the guard. And then we'll hit play, and there you go. You have now a double movement where you have one part of your corps moving to the right, you have another part of your corps moving to the left, and passing through each other. Now that's a single pass through, which is still follow the leader. And we're going to go ahead and go back here. And then the next thing we'll do is talk about, well, I do want to show you one other thing with follow the leader over here, which is kind of neat. And I like doing this. And by the way, one little simple thing, if you've created one circle and you want to have two identical circles, you can get them to the same size, keep them highlighted, move them over, get them in position. That's pretty close. There we go. And then you have two identical circles. So let's just do a real quick follow the leader here. We're going to kind of replace, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. And I'm only going to do 4 at most on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go down here and go same thing. Of course, be careful when you get up here to where they cross at. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you go. You have a simple little pass through, which also gets rid of the shape that's in question. So, you know, a follow the leader movement itself can be used. Maybe Control Y to go back to that same size. A follow the leader can be used to get you out of a shape if you're having issues with it. So the next one here that I really use this quite a bit. I guess if you say that if I have a signature move in my shows, and I have 16 members here, and we're only going to select 15. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one, because I only want 15 members on this bottom. We're going to make an eye and rotate them so they're nice and straight. Okay. And you can do a forward pass through, which is technically part of follow the leader. So how would you set it up? Well, one of the ways you can do this is you can create an arc. Let's just pretend we have our arc going down this way. And we'll go right there. And then I've got this line on a previous set over here. That's where they're starting at. Their finished position, we're going to go ahead and do a new set. So we're going to go ahead and move them to the right. And then here is where you could do your placement. Verify that they are directly able to pass through. And you can check that pretty quickly yourself. Okay. And the nice part about this is, now if you go ahead and create them as an arc and hit the 9 or the 0 button, then the spacing is going to be off between those. But we can do a handmade arc just by selecting each of the members who are congruently or at the opposite ends of where we want them to be at, and to create an arc which won't change anything. Now granted, when they come through over here, we're gonna have some clashing, but I'm really not too concerned about that. I'm just trying to give you some idea of what you can do with this. And we're coming up on the 10-minute mark, so I'm going to have to cut this one short. We're going to go to new set. I'm going to go ahead and grab them and take and pull them straight down through, and then go back 2 sets and hit play for you. And they come across and then straight down through. That's pretty much it. That's how follow the leader works. If you have any questions, you can certainly leave a message in my Silverleaf mailbox, and I'll be glad to help you with any questions. Hope this helps you. Take care and good designing. Ciao.